there, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Welcome in. I'm Parella Lewis, and thrilled to talk to you about our weather as we head into the overnight tomorrow and right on through the weekend as well. We are heading into a first alert weather night as snow falls in the mountains and flurries are possible again across the lowlands. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is just sent into our newsroom here just a little while ago. A look at South Hill in Puyallup earlier today. A viewer did send us this video. The Puyallup area saw grapple falling. Now, a lot of people think this is hail. Grapple is a little bit different. It looks like hail. It's frozen rain that kind of attaches to snow on the way down. So we have colder temperatures in place. So think of it as soft hail or really hard snow, but that is what grapple is. I believe a German scientist in the 1800s coined that term, but lots of grapple out there today, by the way. About an inch of wet snow fell over parts of western Washington this morning, mostly southwest Washington along Hood Canal and the southwest part of Olympia did see a little bit of snow as well. Throughout the day, other parts of western Washington saw lots of grapple. We also saw rain and even just snow flurries. How about that? In Seattle, our Columbia Tower cam caught snow flurries. This was around 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I'll tell you, this was pretty exciting to see because this was the first time we have seen snow of any kind. It's not enough to build a snowman. It's not enough to get the kids out and really enjoy, but it's always still kind of fun to see. This, by the way, is wet snow. You could see it wasn't really accumulating on any of the cameras. It was just kind of falling and melting. Check this out in Everett, a time-lapse video showing rain and snow moving over the mountains. You could see that shaft right there, that nice cloud just dumping it right over some of those microclimates. So lots of exciting things happening. And yes, we've got another round of rain and snow showers moving in late tonight, tomorrow morning. And by the way, I think tomorrow afternoon and evening, we're going to have a repeat of what we saw today. It's just not necessarily going to be in the same spot. So it's going to be isolated, but it will be around. Let's get right to your forecast. First of all, out at SeaTac, we officially measured a trace of snow. A trace means we can't officially measure it. It has to be 1/10 of an inch or more. That is measurable snow. Okay, so this fell, it was kind of in between a dusting and measurable. So a trace of snow at SeaTac, at Olympia, Tacoma, and Puyallup. And yes, this was the first time this season that has happened. Yes, it's rare. If we end up, by the way, if we go all of February and, until spring officially begins in 30 days, this would be the first time in about 10 years that has happened. So we'll see. We did get a little bit of measurable snow in Quinault and Lillywhop. Bellingham, a trace, and Mukilteo, a trace as well. So what about tomorrow? Well, I think what's happening here, I know what's happening, is this morning, a lot of the rain and snow was focused kind of on the Olympic side of the mountains. Tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be focused on the Cascade sides, which means Puget Sound is in play for a chance for some more grapple, some more wet snow, or a rain-snow mix. We want you to be careful on your morning commute because this could cause some of those slick spots we've been talking about, so just a heads up there. Also, if you live in Whatcom County, you are under a cold weather advisory. We don't get these a lot anymore, but this is in effect from essentially 1 o'clock until 10 a.m. tomorrow. This is due to wind chill. So this does include all of Whatcom County, but look at that, down into Bellingham as well. We're looking at wind chills between 17 and 20 degrees, at least in the low 20s. So here's the wind chill forecast for pretty much all of Puget Sound. Everyone is going to be cold. Everyone will have cold wind chills, but when they're dipping below that 24, feels like that's when an advisory is issued. So in terms of temperatures, it's also going to be pretty cold too. A hard freeze in Bellingham, getting pretty close to that in Shelton and Olympia and Chehalis. So temperatures will be cold enough to support snow. It's just not going to be cold enough long enough, and there just isn't going to be enough of it. So here's what's going on right now. Our satellite and radar shows just a few isolated showers. Again, places like Puyallup, Tacoma, Federal Way, Kent had a few bursts of snow flurries earlier today. We'll zoom in right now. You could see Prairie Ridge picking up on a little bit of snow. Maple Valley, you've got a heavy enough snow shower, it looks like, that you might see some of these flurries kind of being pulled down your way as well within the next 20, 30 minutes or so. As we take a look at how much lowland snow might actually accumulate by tomorrow morning, Again, it's not going to be a lot because we're not talking about accumulations. We're talking about this falling and melting, but we could still get some measurable snow, not just a trace, but maybe a 1/10 of an inch or more in Seattle, especially if a convergence zone sets up, and that is possible. So King and Snohomish County could actually pick up on some snow. Why is all of this possible? A couple of reasons. Number one, we have an area of low pressure that is pulling down cold air from Alaska and through Canada. We don't always get it from that direction. That is also pulled down not just cold air that will stay in place, but much lower snow levels, so between 500 and 1,000 feet as we go throughout the week. It will begin to climb a little bit for the weekend, but don't worry, the passes are still going to get snow because even though the snow level climbs up to 1,500 feet by Saturday night, we are still going to get some more snow for the passes and for the mountains. And wait till you see next week. This is what a lot of skiers and snowboarders have been praying for. It's not definite, but I want to show you what we're keeping our eye on here in a second. By the way, I'm putting this up because these are the snow totals Friday, Saturday, all the way through yesterday. Snoqualmie Pass did pick up on 1 full inch of snow yesterday. So that means since the weekend, Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass has had about 4.5 inches of snow. This is the way it's going to be for the rest of the week into the weekend, by the way. Just kind of an inch here, an inch there. But again, that changes next week. Let's get you back to the chance for this lowland snow, the timing, and who has the best chance. Here is our high resolution weather model. This is our rapid refresh. In other words, this is the best weather model we have when we're 24 to 36 hours out. So this is what it's showing. It's not going to show the blue, by the way, for snow, but it is going to show you where the precip is going to be focused. So as we go into the overnights, King County, Snohomish County, Whatcom County could see some of this rain snow mix. Tacoma, Olympia, Chehalis, you are also still in play anywhere along I-5. But notice this is not widespread and this is not a lot. As we go into tomorrow late afternoon and evening, the video that we showed you at the top of this stream is essentially what was happening at 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. What you're looking at right now, we could see again around that same time frame. But this will be, Seattle proper. This could be parts of the North Sound, places that maybe haven't gotten as much as the South Sound today. And then as we go into late Thursday night, we'll do it again because remember that snow level will stay down at 500 feet or less. Let's talk a little bit about the mountains and the passes. We're not going to see a ton. I think 4, 5, maybe even 6 inches of snow from essentially tomorrow all the way through Sunday and Monday. But we are under, and by we, I mean the Pacific Northwest, the Cascades in particular, have been under an advisory, a watch, if you will, an outlook that we could get a ton of snow. Let me back this up. There we go. As we get toward the mid and latter part of next week, so next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday combined, we could be measuring snowfall. Now, this is just for the mountains and the passes in feet. Now, this is one weather model. This is not set in stone and it's not concrete, but it is just letting you know that the chances are pretty good for at least heavy snow that we could measure in feet starting the mid to latter part of next week, especially if that cold air stays in place. And by the way, it looks like it will. So tomorrow morning for your morning commute, we are looking at some of that snow rain mix across all along I-5, but especially, as you get into, say, King, Snohomish counties, if we get that convergence zone set up, and of course the foothills. Not a ton in terms of accumulation, but we could get a few more flurries and maybe the first measurable snow in Seattle. We shall see. It's going to be cold overnight. It's going to be cold tomorrow. Temperatures remaining in the low to mid 40s. But notice Thursday, we're going to be cold. Friday is actually going to be a nice day. We will get a whole lot of sunshine on Friday with temperatures still below the seasonal average. We'll warm up a little bit Saturday, Sunday as that snow level climbs, but still below pass level. And as we get into next week, it will be interesting because I think we'll get another shot of cold air that's going to bring that 50-degree mark down as we get toward the mid and latter part of next week, and we will stay cold in the mountains. So again, we are looking at quite a bit of snowfall for then. So lots to keep an eye on as we go into this week and next week. I think we're about to enter a pretty active weather pattern. We're still in a La Nina, by the way, something else to keep in mind. So we've been in a weak La Nina through the course of the winter, and I feel like it really hasn't shown up a lot. but I feel like it's better late than never. It's finally showing up. We're going to get some of that snowpack we were missing, and maybe even some lowland snow. We shall see. Again, we have 30 days of winter left. Spring is right around the corner, but we have a full month to see what winter can do. And I think we're going to squeeze out some more snow tomorrow morning for some of us. So we will keep you updated. Be sure to join us tonight on King and Kong and, of course, King 5 Plus. We promise to keep you updated every step of the way as we go. In the meantime, hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. And thanks so much for taking the time to join us here. We appreciate it. You can always find us here when we have First Alert weather days and, of course, breaking news and around the clock, anytime, anywhere. Thanks for bringing us along. We appreciate it. See you next time.